is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome to the exhibition of stupid people. There's a lot of stupid to go through today. We're going to start with arguably the least stupid, but could be considered it or had been at one point. Dr. Disrespect. We have a couple tweets and one article. The first tweet is from Drama Alert. Dr. Disrespect viewership falling, according to Stream Chart's product manager. Now this in of itself is a bit disingenuous. It's disingenuous because he is not exclusively bound to only stream on places like Rumble, for example, so he is splitting his audience to an extent between there and I think also YouTube. When I took the liberty of looking at his YouTube channel and his Rumble channels, I noticed his live streaming, I'll be honest, he gets hundreds of thousands of views. There's no version of this where he is not succeeding at what he does. So to be honest, that first tweet is wrong. Factually wrong. The second tweet comes from Jake Lucky. Recently, YouTube have decided to remonetize his channel 6 months after the, what has been dubbed by Jake here, controversy. Others, back in the skeptic days, would have called it gay ops, where he decided to out himself and then claim he did it solely to dredge the swamp, I don't know, what do you call it? Try and purge of the fake friends, and of course, out creators who are on the wrong side of history, consequences of which he is still feeling, as are anyone, many in fact, that were caught within the blast radius of it, which is where we now go to an article from Eurogamer. His studio Midnight Society has announced closure 4 months after significant layoffs. Those layoffs were a consequence of what happened. As we need greater context, we're going to go straight to the article. The company was founded by Dr. Disrespect and COD community manager Robert Bowling in 2021. The studio announced its first title, a free-to-play vertical extraction shooter, Dead Drop. When all this dropped, all this controversy about Dr. Disrespect, Midnight Society and Robert Bowling distanced themselves from the dock. In September, they laid off many people because of the unexpected challenges in recent months. Unexpected, yet apparently inevitable. Midnight Society had written in a shared statement on social media, "Today we are announcing Midnight Society will be closing its doors after 3 incredible years with an amazing team of 55 developers, contributing to our new IP, Dead Drop." Adding, it's actively seeking other game studios that would be interested in offering employment opportunities to our talented team members. While the dog has been quite open about his still winning at every stage of his life mantra, it can be argued things that he has now touched are dead. He may as an individual be doing well, but those around him are not. And this is a consequence of what he wrote, the check he wrote with his mouth, his way of handling the situation like a grown-up, by acting like a man-child. I know he doesn't get many views on my channel, so I'll try to refrain from using him too long. So let's move on to something a bit more intellectually challenging. A woman in the United Kingdom faces jail for the first ever cyber farting case. Yes, this is more interesting and a bit more of an honourable mention. Rhiannon Evans, 25, from some place in Wales, pled guilty to pursuing a course of conduct amounting to the harassment of Deborah something. I'm not even going to try to pronounce names that make no sense to me. The court heard that the 25-year-old, Rhiannon, sent Deborah multiple inappropriate videos of herself breaking wind via WhatsApp. My interest has been piqued here because I'm very curious as to how sending a video of your flatulence is somehow harassment, unless you're showing them your crack as well as the air comes out. I'm a bit confused. Prosecutor Diane Williams told the magistrate's court at some justice centre in a made-up place that in the first video, she proceeds to pass gas by placing the camera on her bottom and passing the gas. Oh, so we are in that area with the camera. On December the 22nd, 2024, 3 more so-called fart selfies were sent to Deborah, and the following day saw an additional 4 videos. Did she eat all the beans or something? In these videos, Rhiannon was smiling at the camera while passing wind. I mean, farting is quite funny for many people. In a victim impact statement, Deborah had said the videos caused her distress and anxiety, stating, "I would like to feel safe in my home." Oh no. I would take this seriously. Life sentence, right? In the case of Janelle, she admitted to sending the videos and said she did so as her partner was being treated unfairly. As part of her sentence, she was given 12 months community order, a restraining order for 2 years, £300 in fines, and 15 rehabilitation sessions, and she must abstain from alcohol for 2 months. The prosecutor had stated that this is purely malicious, because she was smoking throughout. I found it hilarious, but the victim didn't. And that's what matters here, the victim of the farting videos. The context to this that makes it more interesting is that Deborah is the ex-partner to Rhiannon's current partner, and the issues they have centre around child contact. So apparently fart videos are crossing the line when trying to get child custody. Okay, now Rhiannon had stated outside of court, "I never thought farting would land me in court. We are living in a very snowflake generation." I agree with her 100%. It's farting. It's not harassment. Oh, Deborah, you deserve this. Deborah? No, Deborah, because OR. You deserve to be bullied. In fact, I could believe you deserved to be when you were in school as well. You're welcome. Another honourable mention, a bit of TDS, because that video did oh so well on this channel, and I don't care what people think. It cracks me up still, and I'm going to live on that hill for quite some time. Somebody's actually put out a video on social media talking about their desire to leave the country. So we'll put them on the list of many people who said they would leave the country who have yet to leave the United States of America.
And I'm not wearing the fursuit. I had a very serious conversation with my wife. I'm leaving the United States, and I'm moving to the UK. She's not coming with me. She has too many familial ties here in the States and does not want to leave them. I'm going to be leaving America for at least the next 4 years. The plan is to get a work visa and go to the UK as a truck driver. And then I'll be there for the next 4 years. And then we'll see what the state of America is at that time. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe she will come to Scotland. But yep, that's what's going on. We're by the end of 2025. I will be living in the UK.
Well, with the spirit of America in mind, and no, you're not welcome in the United Kingdom, we should of course go to Captain America Light, Anthony Mackie, who plays Sam Wilson, Falcon, in the MCU, who recently shared his opinions on America, stating that America should not be one of the representations of Captain America. Quote, "For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honour, dignity and integrity, someone who is trustworthy and dependable. This is kind of an aspect of a dream coming true. All of us as actors, I believe, want to get back to that day before someone told you, no. When you look out your door and you see a 5-year-old kid with a stick, and he's slaying dragons to save the princess in a tower that kids really believe there's a dragon out there. That stick is really a sword, and he's really trying to save that princess. And then one day somebody told him, no, there are no dragons, that's not a sword, well, unless you're in the UK, and that princess is not there, and all of his little dreams were dashed. So as an actor, I feel like our job is to get back to the day where we see that dragon, we slay the dragon to save the princess, and that's kind of what that movie was for me. Based on what Captain America is meant to be, as Sam Wilson anyway, it is a handing of the torch, passing of, as it were. The ideals, of course, will be similar. However, you'd be remiss to think that you two, so Steve Rogers, Sam Wilson, are the same person. Different lives, different struggles, very different tales in comic book form as well. This is not the first time that Anthony Mackie's comments promoting the movie have caused a ripple, as it were. Back in April last year, he told Entertainment Weekly, this movie is a clear reset. It really re-establishes the idea of what this universe is and what this universe is going to be. Adding, I think with these movies you're getting a clear new branding of what Marvel is heading towards the same way they did with Captain America the Winter Soldier. At the point where he made those comments, the MCU was still going through some rather interesting pains, entirely born out of inconsistent storytelling and production of movies no one wanted. Captain America 4 as a title had already changed, so we knew the direction they were going to try and push in the first place, especially as they'd already built up to a big bad over a period of 10 years, explored it, dealt with it, and then most of the team retired from it. Now, it didn't take long for Anthony Mackie to backpedal on his comments about the ethos of Captain America by stating on Instagram, "Let me be clear about this, I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honour of a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to." The problem he has, and I've mentioned it in videos recently, is that with a massive geopolitical shift in the United States, more are very proud and openly proud to say, knowing the repercussions are minimal, they are proud to be American. We see it now in Europe as well. People saying they're proud to be German, Swedish, Irish, although that one's an interesting one. People being proud to be English. You should be proud of who you are, where you're from, regardless of what your country has done. Because you're not trying to deny what your country have done, good or bad. You can still be proud of who you are. And your national identity is a part of it, whether you want to admit it or not. For Anthony Mackie, I don't know if his apology is sincere or not, with regards to what can be considered disrespecting his own nation, because he's promoting his movie. He needs all the good press he can get because he is a litmus test for the character of Sam Wilson to progress, proceed, go on as Captain America. I don't really pay much attention to the MCU these days. I did pay attention to Loki. I thought that was interesting, and that was about it. Oh, and Deadpool Wolverine. Beyond that, I wasn't paying attention. For good reason. There's nothing to... well, there's no story of interest, really. If you had to bring back Downey Jr., that tells us everything we need to know. Moving on from that, let's go to an honourable mention to a healthcare worker twerking on, well, her charges. Yeah. For copyright reasons, I've had to, well, mute this video. On the 23rd of January 2025, the Loganville Police Department was made aware of a viral video posted to social media depicting a female dancing in a provocative manner above a disabled person who was seated in a chair. You may have noticed in this video, there are multiple versions. A criminal investigation was initiated, which resulted in the execution this morning of both a search warrant and arrest warrant for the female who was identified as Lucrezia Comasa Koyan, a 19-year-old of Loganville, Georgia. She has been charged with one felony count of OCGA, which is exploitation of a disabled person. She was booked and transported to the Walton County Jail without incident. Though no further comment at this time. That was from the 28th of January 2025 from Chief MD Lowry. This is the statement on the screen from the city of Loganville. There are many comments I want to make. We'll start with the obvious. You, a healthcare professional, a worker, are not there to enjoy yourself. I understand the profession is overworked and underpaid, but that does not entitle you, does not give you the right to take advantage of your charges for your own amusement, entertainment, for clout, for cred online. Your social credit score is going down because of that. You are charged with protecting them, either from themselves or ensuring they live as comfortable as they can. It is one of the hardest jobs to do. If you are qualified in this area as well, you will find performance art like this. Performance art that should be called general jackassery will make it increasingly difficult for you at 19 to find any other work within this sector. Because you have poisoned the well for yourself in favour of what? Twerking on a patient? Do yourself a favour and grow up. You are in the wrong profession for clowning around. You are up there with the doctors and nurses who set up a camera to then go and lean up against a wall to cry, to imitate your raw emotion. You are fake, disingenuous and disgusting. On the subject of disgusting, we're now going to go to Lyft. Lyft was recently hit with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit over a driver telling a morbidly obese rapper that his car was not big enough for her. Here is a video on the screen of her falling over, because as it turns out, you can be as round as a ball, and you still won't stay on your feet, especially if they're quite small, and your frame is exceedingly large. This reached the news, like Fox News. This person is a rapper called Dank Demos. She went viral last year for a video that's now playing on the screen. And I'm going to be that guy. You'd struggle to fit in most cars. I feel sorry for anyone who is being, well, given you as a customer, because you are making it hard for them. I understand the service they provide, but this is where we switch a little, isn't it? Before someone says the customer is always right, the full term is the customer is always right in matters of taste. When it comes to providing services though, the customer is rarely right. And in this case, I can imagine for most vehicles that isn't a sodding Humvee or a flatbed, she is going to struggle to get into their vehicle. Because she big. She may claim discrimination, but she weighs 489 pounds. She's even been quoted as saying, "If I stand for something, I'll fall for anything. Fighting for my community, my people, and making a change in the world, not just for me, but for everyone." Now I can imagine, because this is America, she'll win, because lol suits are kind of your thing. If the rest of the world wants to deride you for anything, it's going to be for the fact you will sue each other over the most pointless thing. In this case, everyone has the right to refuse service. They really do. And it doesn't have to be about discrimination, but we've seen precedents set for discrimination in the past. Do anyone remember the cake stuff of old? Yeah, that one too. This falls within this area, right? Lyft have been playing damage control because they consider the driver to be, unacceptable, their behaviour to be that anyway. I don't think Lyft should at any point be kowtowing or bending over for somebody who themselves can barely touch their feet. Now, as a final thing, because we're finished, it's dumb enough, we don't need much more explanation, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch tonight. I'm also going to be streaming afterwards on Moistonian Live. If interested, I'll link it all down below. Hope to see you there. If not, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for listening.